What's up? It's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is gonna be my next 3 full moon book club picks. So these picks are going to be for February, March, and April of 2023. And then the live shows are gonna be the full moon for the month after, if that makes sense. So the February live show is gonna be in March. March live show is gonna be in April. April live show is gonna be in May, which is gonna be my 2-year anniversary of this book club. Isn't that wild? You'll see, I made a whole full circle moment once I get to that book. You'll see, you'll see. So if you're new here, hello, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Jan. I run a book club all by myself. It's called the Full Moon Book Club. Like I mentioned a couple seconds ago, the live shows are on the full moon of every month unless otherwise announced on my personal Instagram. I don't have a separate Instagram just for the book club or anything like that, so all the announcements will be in my Instagram stories and in my community tab here on YouTube, if anything, so keep your eye out for that, because sometimes I do have to move things around depending on the guests or like my schedule, whatever. If this is your first time seeing an announcement video for these 3 picks, for each chunk of 3, I make sure at least one of the books is written by a BIPOC author, one is a backlist, and then the third one is usually a new release, but it's like free reign. But yeah, and then I just like mix and match those as I please. Can we just take a moment for this crew neck that Joey got me for Christmas? It says, "If I'm too much, find less." And if that's not your mood for 2023, this is your sign to make it right now. I have 1 guest host per month as well. Last year I did have the very first full moon readathon in August, and in case you haven't heard, it will be happening again this year. It all works out because August has 2 full moons. I could just do the readathon in the beginning and then go back to the monthly pick being the same month as the live show. It's gonna be beautiful. The universe really had my back on that one, but I'll probably say the same spiel over and over until we get to August, so that's not gonna be the last time you hear that, because I was so excited when I figured that out, that August had 2 full moons. Like, amazing. Anyway, let's just get into the picks, because I know that's what y'all came here for. So for February, Man-Made Monsters by Andrea L. Rogers and illustrated by Jeff Edwards. Can we just talk about this cover? If you know me, I do have a tattoo of an anatomical heart on my right arm. I absolutely love how it looks. I don't know why. I don't know why. It started last year. I don't know where the obsession came from, but look at this. I don't know what it means, but it's there. It's a nice glossy cover. So this is actually written by an indigenous author, and they're part of the Cherokee tribe. This is a YA debut, and it does fall in the horror genre. It is a story collection, and what got me, all I needed to know besides how pretty the cover is and that it was by an indigenous author, is from werewolves to vampires to zombies, all the time-worn horror baddies are there. But I'll keep reading just for y'all. But so are predators of a distinctly American variety, the horrors of empire, of intimate partner violence, of dispossession. And so too the monsters of Rogers' imagination that draw upon long-told Cherokee stories of deer women, fantastical sea creatures, and more. Following one extended Cherokee family across the centuries, from the tribe's homelands in Georgia to World War I, the Vietnam War, our own present, and well into the future, each story delivers a slice of a particular time period that will leave readers longing for more. So I've never done a story collection for my book club yet, so I'm super excited to try it out. And my guest host is gonna be Bear from A2 Brody, and it's great because I didn't even do it on purpose, but Bear is actually also part of the Cherokee tribe, so it's just perfect. For March, the pick is Tripping Arcadia by Kit Maquis. I got this as a birthday gift from Sarah from Sarah's Shelves, so thank you so much. And my guest host is gonna be Daryan from Daryan Reads. So I actually had 2 copies of this book, and I ended up gifting one to Daryan when I met her in person at Sid from Sid Bookworm's wedding last October. And I wanted like a spooky, like gothic type of book for March. I literally typed in gothic books or something into Google just to see what comes up. And this came up and I was like, perfect. I just gave this to Daryan and I've been wanting to get to this. I know it's sapphic. I think it's a Great Gatsby retelling, a propulsive and atmospheric modern gothic filled to the brim with all the splendor of the Great Gatsby be and all the secrets, lies, and darkness that opulence can hide. It's also pitched as for fans of Mexican Gothic, which I gave 5 stars to. I'm excited! But let me read more of the synopsis for you. Med school dropout Lena is desperate for a job to help her parents who are approaching bankruptcy after her father was injured and laid off nearly simultaneously. So when she's offered a position against all odds, working for one of Boston's most elite families, as illustrious as they are secretive, Lena knows she must accept it, no matter how bizarre the interview or how vague the job description. By day, she is assistant to the family doctor and has charged Jonathan, the sickly, poetic, drunken heir to the family empire, who is as difficult as his illness is mysterious. By night, Lena discovers the more sinister side of the family as she works overtime at their lavish parties, helping to hide their self-destructive tendencies. Me, I have those too. And trying not to fall for Jonathan's alluring sister, Audrey. But when she stumbles upon one responsible... What? No, I skipped a line. But when she stumbles upon the knowledge that the family patriarch is the one responsible for the ruin of her own family, Lena vows to get revenge. Ooh, love a revenge story. A poison-filled quest that leads her further into this hedonistic world than she ever bargained for, forcing her to decide how much and whom she's willing to sacrifice for payback. I didn't realize it was a revenge story until that moment, so you're welcome in advance. Because I love revenge stories, Gothic fiction. Not a big fan of The Great Gatsby, but the fact that it's sapphic and compared to Mexican Gothic, here for it. I really hope Daryan likes it too. I know she's not a fan of like darker books, but we'll see, we'll see. It's been blurbed by S.T. Gibson, who's the author of Dowry of Blood, which is my favorite book of all time. Why didn't I know that until right now? That's wild. It's also blurbed by Hannah Witten, who wrote For the Wolf and For the Throne, and then Lyndall Clipstone, author of Lake's Edge, which I read last year. So it sounds promising. The last book in this announcement video is one that hasn't come out yet. It actually comes out in March. It's gonna be the April pick, and then the live show is in May, which is perfect because it's written by the same author as my very first book club pick. Like I said, my book club started in May, so the May book club, no. So the March, no. Oh my god. The April book club pick is going to be The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner, who also wrote The Lost Apothecary, which was my very first book club pick. My guest host, we're gonna try it again for round 2, is Sid from Sid Bookworm. But like I said, I went to her wedding last year. I met her last year for the first time, and she's just the sweetest thing. And I actually had her as a guest host for my August pick for A Cosmology of Monsters, because we bought that book together. Or no, we bought her copy together when we first met, and so I was like, oh perfect. And the live show was supposed to be in September. The same weekend she got COVID, and when my grandpa as well as my 14-year-old Maltese puppy passed away, so we were both just going through it, and we canceled that live show. I don't even think she's read it because, you know, she was sick, but I did read it and I gave it 1 star anyway, so I was like, fuck it, we'll try again another time. And here's the other time. So the London Seance Society, I talked about this in a previous video and I had to edit everything out because I said all the wrong things about it. So not a huge fan of this cover. Who knows, it might be better in person. A spellbinding tale about truth, illusion, and the grave risks women will take to avenge the ones they love. So it's set in 1873. We're at an abandoned chateau, which is a castle, I believe, if my French is not escaping me. My high school French. On the outskirts of Paris, a dark seance is about to take place. It's led by acclaimed spiritualist Vaudeline Dallaire, known worldwide for her talent in conjuring the spirits of murder victims to ascertain the identities of the people who killed them. She's highly sought after by widows and investigators. Lena, oh my god, Lena. The other one's name was Lena. Lena Wicks has come to Paris to find answers about her sister's death, but to do so, she must embrace the unknown and overcome her own logic-driven bias against the occult. When Vaudeline is beckoned to England to solve a high-profile murder, Lena accompanies her as an understudy, but as the women team up with the powerful men of London's exclusive seance society to solve the mystery, they begin to suspect that they are not merely out to solve a crime, but perhaps entangled in one themselves. And that just sounds so fucking good. Get your hands on this and read this with me because I'm so excited. That's probably the one I'm most excited for. It's on my most highly anticipated of 2023, so I'm so stoked to be reading that with Sid as well. I think we're gonna have such a fun time. It sounds right up my alley, and I love The Lost Apothecaries. So I'm excited to see Sarah Penner's sophomore novel and how she executes this story. So those are all the 3 picks in the next 3 months. I hope y'all can join me. Like I said, the announcements for the live shows and times are gonna be on my Instagram. The times are to be determined. The live shows are on YouTube, but I do also do do dedicated reading vlogs that are spoiler filled, but those are only for my Patreon, which I started in September last year. We are vampire themed. We're called The Lair. All the links are always down below if you feel like the bloodlust is calling to you at this very moment. Feel free to join. I would love to have you as a fellow vamp. We have monthly buddy reads, a monthly 24-hour readathon, exclusive live shows. We also have a Discord, and we talk about a lot more than just books. We get to know each other so well through that Discord, and we just started virtual meetups for the top 2 tiers. It depends on the month. Those have been super fun as well. Like I said, I'd love to have you, and if you made it to the end of this video, put the anatomical heart emoji in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all had a great day. Stay safe, stay positive, and stay spooky always, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye!